Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog 247, and yes, what you saw on the screen is what we are doing. And welcome. This is it. This is the season finale of Wrestling Prime. Thank you for joining me on this road that we call Wrestling Prime. This was um a good year for this show, and it's only going to get better next year because I'm going to have a huge announcement at the end of the show, near the end of the show and everything, and plus also another little surprise for you, too. So, which actually constitute as. Anywho, let's get on with the show. Um, we did the shout outs and everything. We're just gonna just go right into the sponsors and everything. Big shout out to W Energy. And what is W Energy? It is an energy supplement that has no sugar, no artificial colors, flavors, or dyes, zero crashes. So you're not going to lay down for anybody, and you'll 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 do good. You'll do good. And no gimmicks, no cheap gimmicks or anything like that. This is all natural stuff that you're getting, and it's good. It's very good. Um, I know I haven't been showing off the drinks as much, but I did do that one product um, review and I loved it. And you will too. Just go to w.gg right now. Use that promo code BRILL at the checkout. Save 10% on your purchase. Anything in their storefront, you'll be able to check that out. It's good stuff. You'll love it just as much as I do. Get it. It's, and they have some really good products. You don't want to miss out on this because this is an offer that you can't get anywhere else. So check it out. Again, that's w.gg, promo code BRILL at the checkout. Save 10% on your purchase, and you'll do so today. Also, too, while you're shopping online, go to champsports.com and get your Brody Lee Reebok Classic sneaker, which is still available exclusively on their website at champsports.com. And the Huber family will donate 100% of the royalties to High Mark Caring. Oh, excuse me. Continuing Mr. Brody Lee's legacy of kindness, compassion, and community. So it's going to a good cause and everything. And Brody Lee was an amazing wrestler, and he's taken away from us all too soon. And but his legacy still lives on through these wonderful looking sneakers, and you definitely do not want to you definitely want to take advantage of this offer because those shoes are absolutely amazing. And while you're at it, you can also pick up a pair of those um, elite sneakers too. So so yeah, AEW has their own line, like that. So yeah, it is pretty cool. Hey, Tyler, how you doing, buddy? Happy holidays to you. Can't wait until 2025. Yeah, 2025 is going to be a big year for wrestling. Uh, but tonight we are going to be talking about we're going to be doing covering AEW. Um, yeah, that is what we are covering here tonight. We're covering AEW, and yeah, this is going to be really cool. So everything and anything that has to do with AEW. And so, yeah, I'm going to break out the pad here, and yeah, we're gonna um pretty much talk about all the stuff that's going that all the cool stuff that happened. Not too much bad stuff. I couldn't think of it in time. Not to mention, I was also a guest on another show just a little while ago, so I just came back from that show, and from my good friends at the Owl Light Network. So give them a look. See, um, hit that Owl Light Network on the YouTube channel. Check them out. They really are amazing, and just a bunch of wonderful group of people and everything like that. And we always have a good time doing that. So and so and I'll be a part of their special um Tomb of the Terrible as well too, and we got a really good one. Got a really good episode for tomorrow night. So yeah, it's gonna be truly amazing. Just in time for the holidays. Okay, so I think AEW need doing small raises and working ticket sales and more. I want to need development show roster like yeah. Um, I have noticed that a lot. You know, and we'll get to the stuff to that stuff a little bit later, um, in just a few moments because you know AEW telling you that they need a they got to do something, but you know with this list, I'm sure Tony Khan will be listening and everything like that. So um so just like we did with last night's show, we're gonna start with the bad moments first and then go right into the good stuff. And then um, after that's over, um, after we take care of all that, we're going to be going with um, we're going to be saying goodbye to the wrestlers that we lost this year, and to some of the wrestlers that we lost this year. And there was a pretty big list. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty big show. And yeah, and then of course we got it. I'll be giving out an early Christmas present to you, the viewer, the fans of this show, and with a special announcement that I've been talking about for a long time now, for the better part of this season. So yeah, there's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So basically the the happy ending. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna do the bad moments of in AEW. Like I said, there wasn't uh that much to do, so I'm not doing the top five um uh countdown because there wasn't really that much, and so yeah, what Tyler was mentioning is that the small arenas and ticket sales. Um, they do a lot. The AEW does a lot better in the smaller venues and everything like that. They had a good showing when they were at the Hammerstein Ballroom this past weekend. So yeah, this was a really good show between both brands, and I mean between both shows that AEW was producing and everything. So yeah, it was a good time. Good time to be excuse me. Good time to be a wrestling fan and everything like that. It's because that is a an iconic build, an iconic building. Um, and it's right up AEW's alley and everything like that. So yeah, they seem to do a lot better with in small arenas, and you know, and they need to push more ticket sales. I think if they're gonna do big venues, if they're gonna do bigger venues, I know they're gonna be in Texas next year for All In. They need to push those ticket sales and not just a certain amount of a certain amount of ticket sales and everything like that. That was the only one of the major one of the major concerns about the product. Don't get me wrong, I love AEW. I love what they're doing, and I love the other brand too. But you know, given as it is and everything like that, they they need to do more. And and exactly. You know, that's all what it comes down to is understanding the business, how pro wrestling companies operate, who's learning about promotions, storylines, marketing, ticket sales, sponsorship, and merchandise. And then and yeah, and Tony Khan, he has a huge workload. Not only is he in charge of AEW, but also he has a football. He has the Jaguars NFL team. So they're going to be extremely busy this week. And yeah, this is a really big, he's very busy, very busy time. But but yeah, I mean he pushes the number. He does push the numbers when and he should do the same for AEW, like how he does with all that. And yeah, you know, better marketing, better marketing. Better marketing, I think, is the best way to go and everything like that. And yeah, I think that they can do really really well. And another thing, um, that has been a another big complaint of mine are the wrestlers getting injured. I've talked about it many times on the show. There was like a lot of wrestlers out for God knows how long. We take a look at Adam Copeland. He's out of action. Brian Danielson, I know, um, after his encounter with the Death Riders, at All Out, it was a major, or All In rather. One of both both areas. This was becoming a major concern and everything, and we got to get this taken care of. Been a long day today. I'm sorry. And yeah, and what about Keith Lee? We haven't heard much about Keith Lee lately. We don't even know when he's coming back. Um, I don't know if he's medically cleared to come back, but it would be nice to see him back because he's been out of action for long. Um, Britt Baker just came back. Um, she's been on the show for a while. Um, as well as name? She just came back too. Forgot the name. Oh, forgive me. And yeah, this it can happen. It can happen, and yeah, definitely. And yeah, stay healthy. Pretty much, yeah. Stay above all, stay healthy. They need to focus, and it's like I said, in previous episodes that they need to focus that Tony needs to focus more on the wrestling than whether or not to injure somebody. And because you can't do it all the time. And it, it is a dangerous sport. It is, and even even if they're not in hardcore matches or anything like that, or getting nailed by weapons or anything like that, a simple move can go absolutely wrong. And yeah, this is you know these guys train every single day, and yeah, and especially if there's like a big pay per view or show or big event that they have going on, um, which is pretty much their Super Bowl. That there's countless, there's little, in the big shows, there's literally no room for error. Because like what Shivani used to say, got to put the butts in seats, and that's what it boils down to is that you got to, that's what it is. Got to put those butts in seats because there's nothing really more that you can do. And so yeah, this is a really big. I'm all fucked up here. So yeah, it is dangerous, and 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 then when you're adding um one of the it's a when you're adding weapons to it, you can be even you can end their career short. I mean, take a look at a lot of these wrestlers that have been in backstage brawls and everything like that, and they're put on the shelf. Um, they have to retire early because of the injuries that they sustained. Phoenix, Ray Phoenix, yeah. Um, I heard I didn't really dig deep into that, and I'm going to do it right now. Um, what I have to do is, um, yeah, and he's responding to about all the stuff that's happened to him, and yeah, he's calling out AEW about things, and yeah, this could hurt the company when because race because Fenix spoke up, you know who else will, you know so I don't really, like I said, I didn't read the articles and everything like that, so I can't really, just basically from all the stuff that I've heard, but you know and I'm just going to agree with the with anybody who's talking about it on their podcast. I'm not talking about Chris Jericho because he's still with the company and he's putting butts in seats with what he's doing, which is good. And when I'm talking about guys like Eric Bischoff uh, and Tim Cornette, those guys. Well, that's what it boils down to. I think I'm sure, everybody would feel the same way. I would feel the same way too. And, you know, it's about, when I was doing, even when I was doing the backyard wrestling and some of the guys wanted to take some time off and everything like that. I said, by all means, and you're more than welcome to come back and everything was, was all good. I mean, we all got along and everything like that. And we've had some disagreements, and most of it was on me. Most of it was me disagreeing with everything like that. But at the end of the day, we we were mature adults and sat down and said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna, let's do it this way, and we can get it done. We can get it done." And because they're not just when you're running a company like and yeah, I'll bring up WWE too because you take a look at how WWE operate. They're a family. Doesn't matter who's running it, they're a family. And yeah, there's some bad eggs in that family and everything like that. But and that's how it is in the AEW. It's like they're more than just colleagues. They're a family. And yeah, it is what it is and everything like that. So, but yeah, there was way too many injuries this year, especially from a lot of especially when Adam Copeland stepped into the ring. Um, he didn't have much of a run because he's on the injured list. So I just hope that it's not a waste that he would have to retire early. I don't want to see him retire early, and I don't know, but and then you got Luchasaurus, who was also put on the shelf as well too, and we don't know when he's coming back, so I don't know, dude. I really don't know. So and even with hologram, and yeah, that's another wrestler I wanna look up because his name was his name was dropped many times too. Oh yeah, hologram is even injured too, and he's undefeated. And they said that he would be out in 2 weeks, but he hasn't come back. He hasn't been back yet, and so his last match was with the Beast Mortals, and so yeah, we don't know what's going on we don't know what's going on with hologram because he would have been he would have made he would have done good on the Continental Classic if he was around. So if he wasn't injured, so I really don't know. What is he? What is it? I don't. Which wrestler are you referring to? Um, it's Adam Copeland. Yeah, he's up there in age. He's like he's think I think he's in his 50s. Adam Cole. He is 51. He is 51. Yeah, you know, and he sustained a really bad neck injury in when he was with when he was in WWE, and he came back after shortly after, and like a decade later, and yeah, he's doing he was having a good run, and then he just after his contract up, he left in good graces, and with Triple H's blessing, and now he's with AEW, and of course his last match that he had with Person Cage, he's on the shelf, and it's you know he wasn't in there for that long, and now he's injured. So I hope he's okay, and it's like I hope he's doing well. I hope he'll get to come back soon, but we'll see what happens. And I'm glad to see that Kenny Omega's coming back. So yeah, gonna be coming back sometime, I think next month. There was a vignette and everything. I'm gonna have to do some digging and find out when he's coming back officially. So we'll find out. I'll get I'll get to the bottom of this mystery. Um. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for the bad moments. Well, let's talk about all the good moments that happened in AEW, and this was a tough list to make too, and everything, and yeah, it really was. Um, so yeah, let's do the best moments in AEW, starting with the obvious one at number 5. AEW content will finally um make its way um to Max. So um all shows AEW Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. You'll be able to get to see um after after their shows and everything. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Um and live pay-per-view any pay-per-views. From what I understand, you may have to pay a little extra for the pay-per-views, but they will show up into the library. Um I'm not sure how much the pay-per-views are going to be worth. When it when they go live, um I will talk about it, and you know next season, and I'm gonna dig deep I'm gonna find out the paywall on, but I think it's not gonna cost too much. It's gonna be just like a little bit extra from what I'm understanding. It might just be a little extra on your um but, but if worst comes to worst, they may do a tier like extra um because what I'm doing the I'm doing I have Max in a bundle with Disney Plus and Hulu. So, and I'm paying like 30 something, 30 a month for all these. And it's a pretty good bundle because now they just included ESPN Plus. So yeah, this is a so yeah, that's really it's a really good deal because you're getting a lot of channels, not just Disney and Hulu and Max, but you're getting other channels as well. You know, you're getting other channels as well too, not just the primary. So and then they're putting in live events on there as well too, sporting events because of ESPN, and then you got the sporting events with with TBS and TNT. So yeah, you got a lot of hours of content that you're going to be seeing on the channel and everything like that. Um, so yeah, to me that's a good deal. But as far as the pay-per-views go, I am not sure how much they're going to be um, offhand, but I'm going to get um, a logistics about how that is going to work, and yeah, it would be nice if I can get somebody from AEW to come on the show next season and everything like that. Um, so um, so yeah, you're gonna so with the AEW, you're getting all the content that's that's that AEW has done since its debut back in 2019. You're gonna get all the content. So yeah, you're gonna see um CM Punk um during his short run in AEW about a year or so ago, as well as Cody Rhodes and a lot of the other originals as well, and a lot of other originals as well too. So yeah, this is a really big deal, and so yeah, you get to see all that stuff, plus all the old school pay-per-views that you didn't get, that you may not have seen and everything like that. So I'm gonna be doing some reviews as well too and everything like that on the ones that I missed. So yeah, this is good for me as well too because I can catch up and watch all the stuff that I missed and everything. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Um, um, Number four, Mercedes Monet, um, making her debut in AEW. Earlier this year, I believe in the springtime. Um, big business when they were in Boston. Got to see Mercedes Monet um, step become all elite, and yeah, it was a good moment. It was a pretty cool moment right there, and everything like that. And so yeah, she's I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2025 is going to bring her next year and everything. So yeah, um, really good debut. Speaking of debuts, number three, Ricochet. Um, I know I talked about this last night, but also Ricochet leaving WWE, how that story ended in his run in the WWE, um, should not have ended like that because you know they were saying that the way he went out in WWE, they just made it look like he's injured and everything like that. But no, that's not true at all. It's and it he just he. But I will give credit where credit is due. He sold the injury after after his contract was up and everything like that. But you know, hopefully, if he does go back to WWE, he can get like a little bit of redemption and say hey, remember me? This is what you did to me when I left. So, but yeah, ever since he stepped foot in an AEW ring, Ricochet is doing very good. Um, not sure if he's a babyface or heel. I mean, when he came in, he was a babyface. Everybody remembered him. Everybody loved him and everything like that. But it was just um, but now we don't know what his character and like what role he's playing. Is he playing a babyface or a heel? We don't know. But got to figure out something because this is a AEW is made a good investment of getting Ricochet, but you don't want to mess this up. And another investment that they made is that number two is that the Hurt Syndicate, um, otherwise known as MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Bobby Lashley. You got those guys. Maybe throw in a couple more men in there and make it happen. But give you know already Bobby did look good after facing Swerve Strickland, and but yeah, go for it. Um, really, really do really do a good job there. And it's like you got these wonderful stars. I know Mercedes is doing really well. But as far as Ricochet and the Hurt Syndicate, don't botch it with them. Just saying. So, okay, and that's it for the good moments in AEW. Oh, actually, no, that's not it because we got number one. We didn't do number one. Sting's final match at number one. Um, it was a really big deal at um to have his last match on a pay per view earlier this year, and yeah, what was the name of that? I gotta go in my archives. That reminds me. I gotta figure out what. Let's see. Oh, Revolution paper, and so yeah, it was a pretty good match. Um, this year and everything, and one of the best matches of 2024. And I know there was a lot of good matches this year, especially Will Ospreay and Ricochet, tearing it up. I believe last week at in their Continental Classic, it was very good. Or I think it was last. I gotta. You know what? Wait to find out. Take a look at my good friends at Bleacher. Oh yeah, Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Yeah, that was last night. at the Continental Classic. Oh, they did all Continental Classic matches at Christmas Collision yesterday. Um, so yeah, good match, good matches there. Yeah, I gotta be talking. Yeah, gonna be missing out on the Continental Classic, but yeah, a lot of good stuff. So yeah, um, looking pretty good there. So, I can't believe I finished that. I was thirsty. I mean, that's a good thing. Okay. Um, what would we have here? Okay, so yeah, those are the moments, good and bad, in AEW. If there's any I might if there's any I missed, whether they were good or bad, let me know in the comments section. Okay, now it's time for the wrestler of AEW. So let's get that. We're gonna start with just like last night. We're gonna start with the women first, and then and then finish it off with the men. So starting with number 5 on this list of my favorite women's wrestlers in AEW, starting with number 5, Willow Nightingale. Um, had a pretty good had a pretty decent um 2024. Her feud with Chris Statlander, um, which now I guess Statlander's a babyface now, so because she's feuding with my number 4 pick, and that's Mercedes Monet. So yeah, Mercedes has been doing pretty good doing a pretty good job, doing a good job as a heel, um, and everything. And she, she got rid of her, you know, her partner in crime or something like that. I forgot her name. I know I'm horrible, but it could probably lead to a feud between those two. But Mercedes is going to take care of Chris Statlander first. Uh, Number 3, Tony Storm. Um, she had a you know it's good that she's back after losing the championship against Mariah May, and so yeah, it's I'm glad to see her back and going back to her badass ways and everything like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen there, and so yeah, hopefully we get to see Tony Storm um back wearing the belt, and we shall soon see. but she would have to get through our number two pick, my number two pick, and that's Mariah May. And so yeah, ever since winning the belt from her former BFF, yeah, she's having a good run. However, I know I have Mariah May at number two, but number one pick, number one pick that I think is my favorite AEW wrestler in the women's division is Mina Sarakawa. I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash on that, and that's okay. You know, because nobody's Mina than Shirakawa. And so yeah, number one, absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing what New Year is going to bring to the table and everything. So, um, congrats all around. Okay, so yeah, those are my top five favorite women in AEW. Now let's let us tackle my top five male wrestlers. My favorite, um, and of course, like I said, if there's any that I missed, let me know in the comment section down below. So here we go, top five AEW wrestlers in the men's division, and it starts off at number five, Chris Jericho. He's been in the business a long time. Ring of Honor champion. He is, you know, doing really well. Um, always, always evolving his character, and looked like he was on the verge of retirement, but shows that you know he's willing to change everybody's mind and everything. So now he's the learning tree. So, hi, Chris. I know I'm wearing the wrong shirt, because I know I'm going to get some flack from the Death Riders, but I'm willing to take the heat on this one. But um, so yeah, number five, Chris Jericho. Oh boy. Number six, Will Ospreay. I mean, not number six, but number four. I'm sorry. The way they couldn't do the four. So yeah, at number four, Will Ospreay. Had a pretty good year this year. Um, especially when his old buddy stabbed him in the back and turned on him. So yeah, uh, yeah, he's having especially having his matches with Ricochet are just phenomenal. And so yeah, I'm really looking. So yeah, having a really good run. Number seven, sorry, number three, Darby Allen. He's had after his match uh against the Elite um for the tag match and everything. He had a pretty big match with in there and everything where he went through that glass pane, and then he got hit by a bus, and Um, I would say like a month or two after, a month or so later, and never would have thought that he's still in that ring, still in the ring fighting and everything like that. So yeah, um, there's no quitting in Darby Allin, and but again, he has to be very careful. You know, getting older now, and it's just going to hurt even more. Number two, Swerve Strickland, and broke the color barrier in AEW, being the first black AEW champion. So that's awesome. And so yeah, having some pretty good feuds with Hangman, and now with Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate. So yeah, this is a really having a really good year, having a really really good year, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen. Really looking forward to seeing you know what's next for Swerve next year, and it's going to be really great. Number one, number one is MJF, and he is having a damn good year. After he came back from his injury, um, thought he was going to be a baby face and everything like that, but then all of a sudden, um, he changed everybody's mind and become the heel that we all love to hate. And yeah, now he's feuding with Adam Cole and everything like that, and that feud is looking really really good. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. So yeah, MJF, my pick as the favorite wrestler of 2024, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So okay, we are I do have to take a quick bathroom break. Um, Plus it gives me a chance to stretch my legs, and so when we come back, we are going to pay our respects to our wrestlers who passed away this year, and then finish it off with my special announcement. So, um, so yeah, we will be right back, and I will be right back, and we'll go and finish the show. Mox, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I strongly apologize. I won't make that mistake again. I promise. Sure that you don't. You don't want things to go bad for you. All right, all right. I'm sorry. All right. Happy holidays. You too, Mox. Something was going to be a little bit. Thought it was going to end differently for me, but I guess I was wrong. Um, yeah, I had to wear the white shirt. Sorry. Moxley gave me a scolding. Gave me a warning. Okay, that he's very sentiment. He's very generous around the holidays, but he warned me never to make that same mistake again. Okay. Um. Yeah, one more thing before get to my special announcement, and that is we lost a lot of as 2024 comes to a close. We we have to say goodbye to the wrestlers that we lost this year, and this was a pretty big list. This was a really really big list. Some I already talked about that I've met, that I have mentioned on the show this season, and so yeah, we have to talk about him and everything like that. Um, and he was some that we did not um bring up. Chris Markov, starting things off, known as the Macedonian Madman, passed away at the age of 85 on February 10th after suffering a stroke at the beginning of the year. His real name, Markov, his real name was Ristos Leverov, wrestled from the 1960s through the early 1980s. And he was born in Yugoslavia and raised in Minnesota and began his career in the American Wrestling Association. Um, he appeared in the ring of multiple names, including Chris Leverov, Chris Markov, Chris Zelarov, and Harry Madison. He also wrestled for the World Wrestling Association, where he won tag team gold alongside Angelo Poffo, Macho Man's father. Um, Markov would also go on to appear in the NWA as well as the Japan Wrestling Association. In 1981, he joined the Jim Crockett Promotions, where he tagged with Nikolai Volkov in a team called the Imperial Russians. Markov won gold in any promotion he competed in during his career before retiring. Up next is Harold um, Hogue. Harold Hogue, also known as Ice Train and M.I. Smooth in the ring, died at the age of 56 on January 23rd. His cause of death is not known, and Diamond Dallas Page, a close personal friend of Hogue, announced his death on social media. In real life, Harold Hogue Sr. was best known for his work in WCW. He debuted as Ice Train in the company in July of 1993 on an episode of WCW Worldwide. Hogue became a member of the New Blood and was renamed Mi Smooth in the mid 2000s. He was feuding with Canyon at the time. WWF bought WCW, and he had retired from wrestling shortly after the purchase in 2001, leaving the feud unresolved. And Hogue did not come out of retirement. Did Hogue did come out of retirement 18 years later at 52 years old. His last match was on December 21st, 2019, for Wrestling promotion, where he fought Dave Taylor, and the match ended in a no contest. Um, Joshi. Next is Asai. Joshi wrestler Asai died at just 21 years old on February 1st following a reported car accident. She was best known for her time with Ice Ribbon and Aqua's Girl (AWG). Made her She made her wrestling debut for the former at just 14 years old. Asai's contract with Ice Ribbon ended in 2023, and she joined AWG on a 3 to 6 month loan, but ended up becoming a full time part of the promotion. Uh, AWG confirmed her death on social media, posting, "We would like to inform you that Sai, a member of our company, had passed away due to an unexpected accident." An AWG show on February 9th was rescheduled following Asai's death. Um, Tributes poured in for the wrestler after her death, with fans and colleagues calling her a ray of sunshine. Asai's last match was at a January 31st event for the promotion in a tag team victory. Asai temporarily stepped away from wrestling to focus on school in 2020, but made her comeback the following year. Up next is Francisco Siasto. Florida wrestler Frankie Francisco Siasto was a veteran on the independent scene. Died at the age of 48 on January 21st. Cause of death not known. He wrestled for many promotions during his career, during NWA, TNA, and NWA. TNA, NWA, and more. He was also known by many names such as Journeyman, Shock Collar, and Southeast Gangster. He was also the subject of a 2019 documentary titled Journeyman that depicted his career. Barry Rose, a Florida promoter, shared the news of Sayato's death in a Facebook post, sending condolences to his family and friends. He began his career in 1996. He debuted for NWA Florida in May of 2001. He appeared in Deep South Wrestling and appeared for WWE on episodes of WWE Heat, and even wrestled Tatanka in May 2006 on an episode of WWE Velocity. He was most recently a trainer for the World Wrestling Network and an NWA affiliated promotion. Up next is Ollie Anderson, one of the four founding members of the original Four Horsemen and one half of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Ollie Anderson died at the age of 81 on February 27th. Cause of death has not been revealed as of this article, and this article is coming from Wrestling Inc. It was, however, reported in 2007 that he'd been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. We don't really need to go too much detail, but I don't want to get on Ric Flair's bad side if I didn't, if I did not talk about it. So it was reported that the real life Alan Robert Rogowski founded the Horsemen alongside Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. And the original group was managed by J.J. Dillon. Anderson also teamed with his kayfabe brother Dean Anderson. Um, Tully was notably worked as a booker for Georgia Championship Wrestling and Jim Crockett Promotions following his wrestling career. He would go on to be a part of WCW's executive team and booking committee, forever hating forever hating Vince McMahon and then the WWF for his takeover of the territory. Anderson was fired from WCW when Eric Bischoff took over, and he retired from professional wrestling in 1996. Up next is Mike Jones, otherwise known to WWE fans as Virgil. He died peacefully in a hospital on the morning of February 28th at the age of 72. His death was announced on Facebook by referee Mark Charles III. Charles noted in a previous interview with SlamWrestling.net that Virgil had two strokes last year, as well as confirmed dementia as of 2022. He also had been battling stage 2 colon cancer. So you guys out there in your 40s, go get your colons checked out. Very serious thing. Gotta gotta check your colon cancer. Gotta check your colon for any make sure everything's going good back there. I had to do it. I had to do it, and I got to do it again. Prior to his health issues, Virgil was often seen at comic and wrestling conventions throughout the country. He began his wrestling career as Soul Train Jones at the Championship Wrestling Association in 1985, before moving on to the then WWF in 1986. He was best known as the bodyguard of Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase, but also made it on his own, winning DiBiase's $1 million championship in the process, as well as the fans in WCW as Vincent, a member of the New World Order. Up next is the Wild Samoans of Aka, Afa, and Sika, both passing away um, a few months apart. Um, the Wild Samoans was managed by Captain Lou Albano and became two-time tag team champions during their initial run. While away from WWF for a few years, the Wild Samoans spent time in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Mid-South, and Georgia Championship Wrestling. Upon returning to the WWF in 1983, Alpha and Sika regained the WWF tag titles and regained and reigned for several months that year. Sika returned 3 years later as a singles wrestler before teaming up with Kamala, a partnership that ended uh, when the latter left WWF in '87. His last televised WWF match was at a Battle Royal at WrestleMania 4. Yeah, 4. His first pay-per-view here. Alpha would also had a solo stint in WWE that began in 1992, where he managed Rikishi, Samu, and the Head Shrinkers. He wrestled his final match in 1994. As many wrestlers do, he returned for an odd bout here and there following his retirement. His final match happened in 2014 when Anoa'i was aged 71 in his own promotion, World Extreme Wrestling. The Wild Samoan's legacy lives on through the bloodline and the wrestlers they've trained after opening the Wild Samoan Training Center in Minanola, Florida. And also, an interesting fact: Alpha was trained by Rocky Johnson and Peter Maivia. Had his first match teaming up alongside his brother in 1971. Up next, Akibono. Not a lot of people would remember this guy's name because the only time he we saw him in was when he was in WWE for a Samoan match in a sumo match against Paul White, Big Show. The sumo and wrestling star Taro was born in Chadwick, Rowan, died at the age of 54 on April 11th. Reports from Japan claimed that he died of heart failure. As the former New Japan Pro Wrestling star, he had been battling heart issues that caused him to be unable to walk. He also reported to suffer from partial memory loss and was unable to remember his time in professional wrestling. Akibono changed his name upon moving to Japan from Hawaii. He became a successful sumo star in the country in the 1990s, becoming the first non-Japanese wrestler to achieve the title of Yokozuna, the highest rank in the sport. Akibono's first WWE match after entering the professional wrestling world came in 2005 when he wrestled 3 times for the promotion, including including the infamous sumo match with The Big Show at WrestleMania 21. Following his work with WWE, Akibono continued to wrestle and spent the time in All Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Zero One, and Dragon Gate. He was a 2-time Triple Crown heavyweight champion in All Japan. Akibono, Akibono retired from wrestling in 2017 due to heart. Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, passed away on August 9th, 74 years old. Suffered an accident in May while at a Florida autograph signing. He underwent emergency surgery that saved his leg at the time, but suffered sepsis, sepsis and neph- and encephalitis. Sullivan started his career in the Boston area, but was never trained professionally. He was the leader of the three faces of fear in the Dungeon of Doom, both stables that uh, caused problems in the ring for Hulk Hogan in the 1990s. prior to his time in DCW. He wrestled for Championship Wrestling from Florida and worked with Mike Rotunda and Rick Steiner in Jim Crockett Promotions. He was also known for being involved in heavily backstage politics in WCW, feuding personally as well as professionally with Chris Benoit and Brian Pillman. His final match was fittingly against Brian Pillman Jr., known as Lexus King in WWE NXT in 2019. Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid or Sid Justice, died at the age of 63 on August 26th. He had been battling cancer for several years, according to his son, who announced his father's death on Facebook. Vicious died of a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but had previously battled AFib and congestive heart failure. Sid Udy, as his real name is, was a multiple-time champion in both WWF and WCW. After his passing, many WCW stars, including Ric Flair and Sting, paid tribute to Vicious on social media. Um, Sid Vicious debuted in 1987, and by the time he retired, was a six-time world champion. He won the WWE Championship twice, as well as WCW World Heavyweight Championship on two occasions. Vicious headlined WWE WrestleMania in 1992 and 97, as well as WCW Starrcade in 2000. He began his career in Continental Championship Wrestler in 1987, initially wrestling under a mask as Lord Humongous. His final match came on August 5th, 2017, when he defeated Paul Rosenberg in Canada from Great North Wrestling. His final WWE match was in 2012 when he returned as Psycho Sid to defeat Heath Slater. Okay. Not going to go too much on this list. There's one more name I want to bring up before I call it a night, and this one just recently happened, and we'll pretty much end it with this. Rey Mysterio Sr. He was a legend of Lucha Libre and the Mysterio family. Rey Mysterio Sr., uncle of WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, died at age 66 on December 20th. AAA broke the news on X, announcing that Mysterio, real life Miguel Angel Lopez Diaz, had passed away. Mysterio first trained to be a boxer, but when his punches weren't hitting as hard as they should, his trainers directed him toward wrestling. Mysterio wrestled for WCW when first appeared in Starrcade in 1990 alongside Conan, with pair teaming up to represent Mexico in the Pat O'Connor Memorial International Cup. Mysterio had held many championships through his career, including 7 in Tijuana Wrestling, once as the American champion and 3 times as one half of the Tijuana Tag Team Champions. Mysterio and his nephew, the future Rey Mysterio, would win WWA World Tag Team Championships while in AAA. He officially retired in 2009, but unsurprisingly came out of retirement multiple times in the 2020s, with his last match occurring in 2023. Um, Also, Mysterio opened up a gym train future wrestlers in 1987. His first class included the likes of Conan, Narcosis, and his own nephew. He also trained others such as Mysterioso, Damien 666, and Venom. Okay, so those are just some of the wrestlers that passed away this year. If there's any I missed, please let me know in the comment section below. Okay. All right. Well, this is it. This is the official announcement, official special announcement that I'm about to make. As I've mentioned before in on this show, Wrestling Prime has been a huge impact on me for many, many years. Going as far as, you know, debuting this show back in 1996. Um, been doing this since then, and evolving the shows between this and Channel X, so forth. And then bringing those shows that I made popular on cable access, I brought here to YouTube, and has become just as successful in my opinion. And it is because of you out there that are watching right now. Whether it's chatting in the comment section, having a good time, or even watching it on your own leisure. As long as you're watching, you're watching. And one of the things that I used to do back in during my times on cable access is that I have evolved Wrestling Prime many, many times. There was that one time where I went extreme. There was one time where putting 2000 at the end of everything was a big deal back then. And then pretty much going back to basics here on this channel with Wrestling Prime, and making this a suiting home. There was a time where I was just not going to do Wrestling Prime anymore, and it is my fault that I spent more focus on Channel X. And now that I have been doing this show every week to coexist with Channel X, I am glad to say that I fixed, you know, righted the wrongs that I made with this channel. Because a few years ago, I just wanted to not do Wrestling Prime anymore, and I didn't keep focus on it as much as I could, as well as last year, um, where I wanted to do more shows, so I decided to do twice a month, more frequently, when it came down to the pay per view, and then changing changing it up and doing it every week. But seriously, doing this show each and every week. And I am glad that I made that, that I made that decision, made the right decision because the numbers I've been getting are a lot better than Channel X. And what I'm about to say, I'm just letting you know that I'm not getting rid of any show on this channel, with some exceptions of ones that I haven't done before. Like Tom Dog Rants, the unboxing videos. Um, Pretty much the unboxing videos have been more um, changed up as product reviews. So in a way, that is an evolution of that show. And whenever I do a product review, I feel a little bit relieved on doing that. And with the success that Wrestling Prime has done this season alone, um, shows that the numbers aren't wrong. And stepping it up for, for the next year and beyond is is something that I can do really good at. With that in mind, I am here on this season finale of Wrestling Prime, and that Christmas is just a couple of days away. I am happy to announce that Wrestling Prime is expanding. I am breaking, and what I mean by that is that means I am breaking Wrestling Prime into two shows. The the traditional Wrestling Prime that you see every Saturday is still going to stay on Saturday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to bring you a new show coming new show hold on a second. I already botched this already. Give me 1 second here. Already off to a good start, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to bring you a brand new show, brand new spin-off show coming coming next coming next month. I turn off the camera. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get up now so you can see the graphic a little bit better. But it is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling Prime Elite. A brand new show in the Wrestling Prime family. And it is exclusive to only all Elite Wrestling content, which means that on Wrestling Prime Elite, there will be only, only AEW related news, results of their of the AEW pay-per-views, and for the first time, power ranking, top five power ranking wrestling for both the men and the women. So when I did the top five um, wrestlers of this year, it's pretty much in that area. PWI number one wrestler. Not sure. I haven't seen any of that one, but this is going to be nothing but AEW stuff that I'm doing. That I am doing tonight. But that is a really good question. Um, so yeah, this is I've been thinking about doing this for a while now. Um, and I wanted to expand. And the big question is a really good question, and that is, when does this premiere? When's the official date of this new series? And you won't have to wait any longer, because the official date of Wrestling Prime Elite will be January 3rd, 2025. Right? It's going to be on a Friday. Friday nights are going to be devoted to W Wrestling Prime Elite, and for the original Wrestling Prime show, for the original Wrestling Prime show, which is this one, This one is going to be devoted to nothing but WWE content, and that will be still on the Saturday, still on the Saturday spot, and that will be, of course, on that Saturday. So, so, moving forward, every Thursday night is Channel X. Every Friday night is Wrestling Prime Elite. Every Saturday night is, of course, Wrestling Prime, the WWE version, the WWE name. Like I said, this was a long time coming, and this is something that I'm truly proud of, and it's my way of saying thank you for making this show, making Wrestling Prime as good as it is. And so this is my gift to you. So Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays are going to be very busy. Now, when it comes to the special, when it comes to special episodes, um, how is that going to, um, how that's going to conflict with the scheduling on that? Well, I'm still going to do, I am still going to do the Gamers Week on Channel X. I'm still going to do the pay-per-view reviews. With the WrestleMania, with the 2 night events that WWE is going to be hosting. Um, not just with WrestleMania, but with SummerSlam. So yeah, this is a really big deal. This is going to be a really big deal. So every Saturday and Sunday will be those huge ones. Same thing, same thing with WWE, I mean, with Wrestling Prime Elite. Um, since I guess they're going to be doing some 2 night event shows as well. It will still be Saturday and Sunday, but I will rotate the shows if needed. So, but just know that the official show will be Wrestling Prime Elite on Fridays, and Wrestling Prime Original is going to be on Saturdays as traditional. So this is going to be something new. This is so yeah, it's a spin. WP Elite is going to be a is a is original show, is an original Brill Pro production, brilliant production, and yeah. So I wanted to keep this quiet for a while, but I'm glad to have brought it up here tonight because since this is um AEW night, I guess you could say, on the show on this year-end wrap up, I wanted to give AEW a chance to shine on this channel because I have an equal respect for the brand as I do with WWE, and I want to be able to cover both brands, and it's something that I'm going to have a good time with, and and it's my way of saying thank you to all of you for supporting wrestling Prime in general. Again, be able to talk about wrestling and everything like that. Um, Not just with with the other brands and everything like that, as best as I can, but with you know other wrestling related topics as well too. And I'm mm, I'm thank you that it got the that it got the feedback that it did, because I was looking at those numbers, and it showed that Wrestling Prime was more of a watchable live um content than Channel X was. And for the record, I'm not taking out Channel X, because Channel X is still my baby, as well as Wrestling Prime. So I'm going to be doing 3 shows. I am going to be doing 3 shows, and as well as some sacrifices. When it comes down to Gamers Week, I'm still going to do Gamers Week. I am going to change it up than what I've been doing it for the past for the for the past month, um, the past couple of seasons, since that, and we'll cross that bridge when we get to that. But it will still be um around June, but it's going to be on a different time frame. So we'll keep as soon as I get all the notes that I do need, and when it comes to Gamers Week, I will post that when we get to that. But we'll cross that, like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Um, as far as the pay-per-views goes, um, I will move shows around, to correspond with the pay-per-views as well. Um, for instance, if there's a show on Sunday, I'll cover one on Sunday, and yeah. So I'm looking at the time, and but again, this is my way of saying thank you for being that loyal subscriber, and a loyal viewer to this show. We had a really good season this year, and I'm glad I made the right decision to do it every week and entertain each and every one of you. So, um, again, here's to the new year. Um, Last show of the season is a really cool one. It's a really cool way to go out on this season and everything like that. I know that I'm cutting it early, but I have to go with Channel X. I'm preempting everything on Channel X to do the last my year-end wrap up with other topics as well too. So I'm really glad for that. And again, I thank you all for the love and support that I've been getting this year. So, and here's to many more. Again, let's support the small streamers like I've been saying every week, and I thank you for that. And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been a really wonderful season of Wrestling Prime, and I'm glad that you were all a part of it. Um, be sure to be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow me. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Uh, Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below. Um, What was your favorite moment of AEW, and who was your favorite wrestler on this year that you thought was really good? It could be different than mine than what I picked, and love to hear what you have to say. So leave it on the comment section down below, and ring the bell to stay notified on what I'm going to be doing next. And also make sure you support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing to do for us small streamers like myself, and that is lay the smackdown on that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a happy and safe holiday, and we'll see you next time with Wrestling Prime. Have a good night, everybody. See you next time.